What's up, chat? Hello, guys. Today we're going to be doing a Bean Battles tier list. If you don't know what Bean Battles is, I can actually look it up right now. It's a really good game. It's actually only 50 cents right now on Steam. Basically, it's a third-person battle royale shooter where you play as a bean and you find different weapons. It's the standard battle royale but with beans and it has good gunplay, lots of fun maps, and it's a very fun game. But today we're going to be making a tier list on the just all the items in the game. Now, as you can see, there's not many items in the game, but it's still usually you'll still get like a pretty different loadout every game, and you could also tinker around with what actually spawns. Okay, so first off is the ACOG. Um, ACOG I think is a solid A tier. It's definitely I think it's my favorite site in the whole game. Has a good it's like the middle ground site, which makes it good because it's not like a sniper, which is too close, and it's not like a holographic, which is like too far away. But yeah, I think that's a solid A tier. It works good on every map. That's definitely an A for me. Airstrike is definitely very situational, and it depends on the map. Like, say you're on Camp Out. Camp Out is a great map for airstrikes. It's great for airstrikes. It's very open. There's not many places to recover other than the trees and the trailers. Well, yes, there are vehicles, and you could drive around and just easily dodge it like that. It is still a pretty decent item. There's also maps like Shipment, which it sucks on. So also Beantown. I'm gonna say Airstrike is a C just because it doesn't work on most maps. Then we have the AK-47. The AK-47 does a really high damage per shot. Has a slower fire rate than most weapons and has a good about 25 to 30 bullets per mag. Now it has a decent time to kill. Um, it's not my favorite weapon. It has a little hard recoil to control. Some weapons are just better in general. But for the AK, I think it is a C or B. I'm gonna put high C for that. Okay, next we have the AS Val. The AS Val is a very misunderstood weapon. Like a lot of people think it's just really bad because it has bad range. Like that's like kind of the point. It does have a silencer on it, which obviously reduces velocity for guns. It has very bad range, but if you're at the sweet spot range, it shreds. Like it has a fast fire, a high damage output, and a decent max size, about 20. And it works good on stuff like Beatown Shipment. Um, yeah, Beantown Shipment. Other maps like maybe Camp Out sometimes if you're on the cliff, but I think ASL is an easy S. B50, there we don't even need to talk about how good the B50 is. At two shots, has like infinite range. S tier. Grenade is actually very good because you can be very precise with it. It does take up a slot for your like equipment, which can be a bit of a turnoff for someone. But I think that the grenade still has some sort of use. And if you're playing a comp game, obviously you don't have grenade launcher, so the grenade would be a little better. For the grenade launcher, I think it's actually on the same tier as grenade. It's on the same. It's on B, but I think it's higher, obviously, because there's more grenades and you can have more damage. It's kind of hard to control at sometimes, but it's good. Overall, it's a good weapon. It's better than the grenade. You just have lots of grenades loaded into a launcher. Holographic, for me, holographic is really just interesting. It's a very interesting weapon. I kind of weapon sight. Um, I have like a love hate relationship. Like sometimes I really love it for certain weapons, but others it just doesn't work on like a B50 does not work. B50 you're gonna use an ACOG or a sniper or just the iron sight, not a holograph. And for other weapons, it just doesn't work well. Maybe the M16, maybe the AK, but that's a D. Katana S. This thing is probably the most broken thing in the game. It is just so good at what it does. You can just swing here, just make the Asian warrior, and it's insane how well it works. You do the charge, and you can cancel the movement of the charge by hitting the ground, and you can stop at any point, hit them, they're dead. One shot. It is broken. I'm surprised they have it in competitive. The cat. The cat is a very rewarding weapon, very good if you have a good trigger finger, which I do, and that's why whenever I get it, it does work very well. I don't think it's on the same tier as the katana and AS Val, um, but overall, I think it's an A tier above the ACOG, obviously because the ACOG is a sight. But anyway, yeah, I think the cat is definitely up there with one of the best weapons in beam battles. The laser beam, the laser beam is really good, obviously, because it one shots. But the main problem is the loud and obnoxious noise it makes, and very easy to see laser. Like this would be probably one of the most broken weapons in the game if you couldn't see the laser and there's no sound. Because even if there's no laser and you have the sound, if the people hear the sound, they would just run away at like the after they notice it. But overall, I think the laser beam is a B tier, above grenade maybe. M16. M16 is actually very good. It's I think it's better than the AK. It's better recoil control. I think a little less damage, but not too much to justify using an AK over it. And has a good mag size as well. It also works with most sights in the game. Like it even works with the holographic. So for that reason, I think the M16 can come out to an A above the Cat, because I think the Cat is a little less powerful than the M16. Actually, I changed that. The Cat can shred, and the M16 it's kind of held back by the fact that it's a burst. So, first aid, I don't even need to explain why this is S tier. It heals you above 7, like when you're at 70, it heals you above that. Why else? Like why would it be anything other than S? R70, obviously worse than the B50. It takes, I think, 3 or 4 shots to kill. It does fire a little faster than the B50 and has a higher mag size, but I don't think that justifies using it over the B50. The B50 is still just way more powerful weapon. So overall, I think the R70 is above the grenade launcher, but a high B, not A yet though. Rocket boots is a D tier. Rocket boots are okay, not D tier, C tier. Rocket boots could be good if your opponent has nothing to fight them with. If your opponent has like a Glock and an Uzi and a pump, or like a pump and an Uzi, rocket boots are really good. And you have like a sniper. If you have rocket boots and a sniper, boom, you can just easily take out everybody if no one can fight you. But that's the thing. There has to be people who can't fight you. If people can fight you, you're such an easy target. It's really just like it's insane how good it could be at some points, but it's also insane how bad it can be at some points. So I'm just reorganizing in the order I think it's good in. Okay, so next is the rocket launcher. Obviously, this is an S tier. This thing is crazy. It counters things such like the riot shield, and um, just like it really counters everything except the rocket boots and the B50 and the others R70. The rocket launcher does very high damage. Has a decent rocket count actually. For it is like a commando style launcher, 4 rockets in it. So it has 2 clips of 4 rockets. So you have 8 rockets in total. If you pick up another one, you'll have like 16, which is really good. But overall, the rocket launcher is probably one of the most powerful weapons in the game and counters everything other than the weapons above. Shank. The shank is an S above the first aid. The shank can be used to cancel shots after you fire a weapon, which is really useful. Also, if you can get close to somebody, it does half of their health. And if you have something like a B50, a shotgun, you just shotgun them, boom, shank, they're dead. It's a perfect combo, very good at what it does, and it's just very good in general. Silencer. Silencer, I see no use in having a silencer because when you're shot, you can see where the blood splatter from and you'll tell where you're getting shot from. So the silencer really does nothing. And like silencer's only good if you miss. If you miss a lot, then the silencer's good. But at higher skill levels, silencer is not useful in the slightest. And is not my favorite to use. So the smoke. I actually didn't know this thing existed. It might have been in the game before and it got removed. But I actually am looking at this and there's no riot shield. The riot shield was supposed to be on here, but apparently it isn't. But I'll use the smoke as a replacement for the riot shield since I don't know what the smoke is. So for this riot shield, it goes below the rocket launcher, obviously, because the rocket launcher counters the smoke or the riot shield. My bad. So the riot shield is very good. Obviously, it's very good if you have something like the katana, a pump, um, rocket boots actually, and just any weapon. It goes well with any weapon. The riot shield. Yeah, that's really all I have to say on that. The sniper scope. I think the sniper scope is D. I can see why you would use it, obviously, on bigger maps like Whiteout and Campout. I just never use it. Obviously, this is my ranking. It's not the official ranking. I just do not like the sniper scope at all. The TM100. This is the LMG of the game. It has 100 bullets per mag. It does 10 damage per shot. It is a alright weapon all around. It just has a very long time to kill. That's why I'm going to put it in C tier. I used to like this weapon a lot. I used to think it was probably the most broken weapon in the game. It's actually not. Compared to others like the Cat and the M16, they just kill faster. Now to the Uzi. The Uzi is surprisingly good for being an Uzi. Like it's surprisingly good. But I think the Uzi is actually an A tier. Like it has a good amount of ammo. 45 for an Uzi is very impressive. It does a good amount of damage and it has a decent time to kill. I'm gonna put it in the A tier, below the ACOG site actually, because I think the ACOG is just better over an Uzi. But anyway, a Glock. Glock for being a starting weapon is still pretty good, and I'd actually use it over a TM100 based on the fact that you can dual wield them in the latest update. Dual wielding them makes it actually very, very powerful, and it has a very fast time to kill. Now to the pump. The pump is definitely going to go into S tier, below the riot shield and above the AS Val. The pump can one shot at ranges, and it also synergizes very well with some things such as the katana and the shank, and the riot shield as well. So it's a very good synergy weapon. It does a lot of damage. Obviously, it's good at what it does, being a shotgun, high damage, close range, and yeah. Next on to the Ranger 12. This is like the pump shotgun's worst cousin. It is automatic instead of semi-auto. It has 12 bullets instead of 5. It does less damage, but obviously faster fire rate and fully auto. And I think this is an alright weapon all around, but nothing really special. So I'm going to put it below the R70. Actually, I think I'm going to put it up right below the M16. It's a decent weapon. Obviously, if you can't get a pump shotgun or you just don't have one when you're in the middle of a fight and you have a Ranger 12, you're going to use it over whatever else you have. Even if you have a rocket launcher or something like that, obviously you're going to use that because that'll just kill. But if you're stuck in a situation with a Ranger 12 and it's a close range fight, there's no reason to not use it. It's a good weapon. It's good at what it does. Revolver. It is surprising how good the revolver is at close range. The revolver can, I think, 4-shot and has a super fast fire rate. It shreds. Its time to kill is so low. It kills extremely fast, and it can still hit at long range. It is not exclusive. And that's what makes it probably one of the better weapons of the game. And I think it goes above the riot shield. Even though the riot shield can block it, I think the revolver and also the riot shield's not competitive. So I think that's just also a better thing. The revolver would go above the riot shield. It would go above the pump. I think the revolver is a very good. Yeah, but anyway, that is my tier list. This is my consensus. Obviously, it's not the official one. I think a lot of people actually might share my sentiment on this one. Maybe move a few ones. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's a very interesting concept tier list, but personally, this is my thoughts, and obviously, I have different thoughts for competitive. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and yeah, peace.